Young engineer dies after drinking challenge. Father and 2-year-old son die in Hualien flood. Wen-je drops appeal, seen as Martyr strategy. Huawei's trifold phone gets 2.7 million pre-orders. Venezuela opposition leader flies to Spain after arrest warrant. 7-Eleven's parent company rejects $38.6 billion takeover bid. Flooding cause bridge collapses in Vietnam. Boeing Starliner undocks from the ISS and returns to Earth.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Tuesday, September 10th, and here are your top stories. In local news, a 25-year-old engineer from the Hsinchu Science Park was found dead on September 8th in a bathroom at ATT for Fun, Taipei. He had participated in a 1 liter of tears drinking challenge at a bar, consuming a liter of alcohol in 8 minutes. After feeling unwell, he walked to ATT for Fun, where he was later discovered dead in the restroom. On September 8th, heavy rain caused severe flooding in Wenrong Township, Hualien. A 31-year-old man driving a Jeep with his 2-year-old son attempted to cross a swollen creek and was swept away. The man's body was found late last night, and his son was discovered dead this morning, trapped in the water gate. The boy's mother was devastated upon seeing her son's body. Former Taipei Mayor Wen-je's legal team announced on September 9th that they will not appeal the court's ruling, stating they don't want to burden the court. Taipei City Councilor Liu Shuhui analyzed 2 reasons for this: fear of rejection and the Taiwan People's Party's strategy to portray Ke as martyr. Ke was detained over the Living Mall case on charges of profiteering. And in global news, on Monday, Huawei's website showed that it has received more than 2.7 million pre-orders for its trifold smartphone. The Chinese company began pre-orders for its Mate X-T at midday on Saturday. This surge in interest comes just ahead of Apple's new iPhone reveal. Huawei had previously indicated a new product launch at 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, but has yet to disclose the exact price for the Mate X-T. The device is set to officially begin sales on September 20th.
The Mate X-T has already sparked excitement in the tech community and created a buzz on social media, with ex-users praising its sleek design and showcasing its features. According to Canalys, Apple fell out of the list of top 5 smartphone vendors in China in the second quarter. The firm cited was the first time that domestic players held all 5 spots. Huawei ranked 4th by market share with 10.6 million smartphones shipped. The firm only shared shipments for the top 5 vendors. Apple shipped 10 million phones in the first quarter. Huawei already sells folding and flip phones, as do its Chinese competitors. Apple has yet to expand into those categories.
Venezuelan opposition presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez left for Spain overnight and is seeking asylum amid a mounting political and diplomatic crisis over the disputed results of July's election. A plane carrying Gonzalez made a stop in Portugal's Azores Islands and is expected to arrive in Spain in the coming hours. The dramatic exit of the 75-year-old, seen by the US, the EU, and other regional powers as the winner of the vote, comes a week after Venezuelan authorities issued an arrest warrant for him, accusing him for conspiracy and other crimes.
European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell said in a statement, "Today is a sad day for democracy in Venezuela. In a democracy, no political leader should be forced to seek asylum in another country." Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez said on Instagram that authorities had given Gonzalez safe passage in a bid to restore political peace. He left Venezuela after voluntarily seeking refuge in the Spanish embassy in Caracas several days ago. Gonzalez departed Caracas on a Spanish Air Force plane. Venezuela's opposition claims the July 28 election resulted in a resounding victory for Gonzalez, publishing vote tallies online that they say show he won. Maduro dismissed all such accusations, stating that there is a right-wing plot to sabotage his government.
7 & I Holding has rejected a takeover offer from Canadian convenience store operator Alimentation Couche-Tard, stating that the offer is not in the best interest of its shareholders and stakeholders. The owner of 7-Eleven disclosed that Couche-Tard had offered to acquire all outstanding shares of 7 & I for $14.86 per share, valuing the company at $38.55 billion. In April, 7 & I announced a restructuring plan aimed at expanding 7-Eleven's global presence and divesting its underperforming supermarket business.
Stephen Dacus, chairman of the special committee formed by 7 & I to evaluate Couche-Tard's proposal, stated that the offer was opportunistically timed and undervalues our standalone path and the additional avenues to unlock shareholder value in the near to medium term. He added that even if Couche-Tard significantly increases its offer, it doesn't account for the significant challenges the takeover would face from U.S. antitrust agencies. While 7 & I is open to proposals in the best interests of stakeholders and shareholders, Dacus warned it will resist any that deprive shareholders of the company's value or fail to address regulatory concerns.
A bridge collapsed and a bus was swept away by flooding on Monday, as more rain fell following a typhoon in Vietnam that has caused at least 59 deaths and disrupted business and factories in the exporting-focused northern industrial hubs. 9 people died when Typhoon Yagi made landfall in Vietnam on Saturday, before weakening to tropical depression, and at least 50 others have died in the resulting floods and landslides. The water levels of several rivers in northern Vietnam remain dangerously high.
A passenger bus carrying 20 people was swept into a flooded stream by a landslide in the mountainous Sao Bang province on Monday morning. Rescuers were deployed, but landslides blocked their path. In Phu Tho province, rescue operations continued after a steel bridge over the swollen Red River collapsed that same morning. Reports stated that 10 cars, trucks, and 2 motorbikes fell into the river. 3 people were pulled from the river and taken to the hospital, but 13 others remained missing. Some companies reported they still did not have electricity on Monday, estimating it would take at least a month to resume production.
Boeing Starliner undocking from the International Space Station late Friday and began its return voyage to Earth without the astronauts it carried into space. The spacecraft landed safely just after midnight Eastern Time at its designated landing site. Mark Nappy, Vice President and Program Manager of Boeing's Commercial Crew Program, said, "I want to recognize the work the Starliner teams did to ensure a successful and safe undocking, deorbit, re-entry, and landing. We will review the data and determine the next steps for the program."
NASA astronauts Barry, Butch, Wilmore and Sunita Suni Williams, who performed the first crewed test flight of Starliner, lifted off on June 5 for what was planned to be about a 1-week stay in space. However, several problems arose with the spacecraft, prompting NASA to delay the duo's return to February 2025 aboard SpaceX's Crew 9 Dragon spacecraft. Wilmore and Williams prepared Starliner for its weekend departure, including reconfiguring the spacecraft's seats for an uncrewed landing and packing cargo inside for ground crews to retrieve. The astronauts also returned standard visiting vehicle emergency hardware stowed inside Starliner back to the station for future mission operations.
The answer for yesterday was B, instability. The economic crisis has caused such instability that investors are hesitant to make decisions. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Boeing Starliner undocks from the ISS and returns to Earth. Voyage, 航太, 航海, 航行. The Titanic sent on its maiden voyage. Designate, 命定, 指定. Several pupils were designated as having moderate or severe learning difficulties. Arise, 发生, 产生. A new crisis has arisen. We keep them informed of any changes as they arise. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday news. Be sure to tune into Funday news from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.